If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option, as Sori says. $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Bar merch.
Thou shall lead them. A prog stream, yes.
For the
and
big
everybody
homie,
knows.
the Wackator.
Yeah, I gotta fix this here. Everybody knows that your boy Vincent loves him some prog, like I love a knife in the eye. So there's that. So you know, from time to time, people try to convert me to their horrible prog music.
We'll see. Perhaps today's the day. Maybe this is the stream that will convert here, Vinny.
Maybe this is a stream that will convert Vincent to prog. I doubt it very, very highly. Type 22 if you can hear us. If you can see us, fine. If you can hear us, fine. Type 22 so we know about the situation. And once I get confirmation that you guys can hear us, see us well, we will be going right into it, dear listener. Okay. So Jaden, shout out to Jaden.
22.
Bunch of 22s. Okay, here we go. Song number 1, dear listener. Song numero uno is Hessian Peel by the band Opeth. Shout out to Big Homie Chamberlain. Okay, Hessian Peel by the band Opeth. For the Big Homie, the Wacky Tours. You can see up there, DJ Wacky Tours. Shout out to the Big Homie. Hessian Peel, let's do this shit. Feeling that.
Will the children cry when their mother dies? And in the autumn of their lives, will they feel the same?
What's occurring? Okay, we're back. My Sweet Satan.
Coming down like hell. Why did you leave me? Come here inside and tell me how in my final days find the ram.
Feel a little bit of Pink Floyd here for some reason.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I don't know why. Here it is. Let it go. This one's actually... Bah! Okay, that was song numero uno from Opeth, Hessian. I'm starting to talk like Orion. Hessian Seal.
That's so bad.
Hessian Seal by the band Opeth. Okay, everybody knows I can't stand progressive, especially like modern progressive.
Yes,
Yes.
so we've heard.
I could deal with Yes. I like Yes.
Okay.
I do not like Opeth, but I did like this song.
So did I.
I did like this song, and it didn't go too long. It didn't go too long. I thought it was pretty badass, to be honest with you. It's a good song. What about you? That change, that switch was crazy. I guess that was the last time that guy growled or something like that on the
really?
music. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you mean last time something happened to him?
Well, no, they just went clean vocals after that, I think. So, it was, I love the way it started out, all the clean acoustic stuff. You guys, you know I love that shit. No, I mean, it was good. The stuff that really annoys me about progressive really wasn't here. There wasn't like a 5-minute guitar solo keyboard interlude that in my view has nothing to do with the song. This one pretty much kept it on topic in my view. What about you? How are you experiencing the music?
I didn't on topic. I'm not sure about on topic. I didn't necessarily feel like it stayed on topic. But I loved every transition that it had. So it to me had sort of a little bit of an abstract feel to it. That middle section was my favorite. It like drew out some like real emotional feelings. And then it kind of switched, and then it was just I think it was like just the piano playing like these notes that kind of just rung out. That was really moving, following what they had done before musically. So I was like, wow, that's really, really good. And just the song itself just made me feel like, I don't know, like it was like thought-provoking, I guess you could say. And
that's interesting. What about it was thought-provoking?
Just the way that the notes were hitting me. Especially in that middle section. I did not understand that ending, like when you were like, here we go. As it changed.
Well, I thought that they were gonna like extend the song by another 3 minutes, but it was only 30 seconds. It was just the outro.
It's so funny because you were like, oh, okay. And I actually felt the opposite. I was like, well, why do that? I thought we were gonna go somewhere with that, but it just felt like it was just kind of like there and then it was over. So that like 30-second ending I thought was a little bit odd. But yeah, I love the feel of the song. Definitely. I mean, I had some crazy dreams last night, so I was like thinking through those dreams and like what they mean. And I'm like, man, because I'm in a forum that does like dreams and interpretations. I'm like, man, should I put that in there? I'm like, nah, that's too much. It's too much there. But anyway, it was really good. It was.
Did you write it down?
No.
Did you write down your dream?
No, I don't have it written down, but I got a lot of it. It's all right here.
Wasn't that the thing? You guys are supposed to write it down or whatever?
No, that's for people that don't remember their dreams.
Oh, okay. All right.
I remember mine.
That's funny. Like, you remember? Okay.
I mean, I'm sure that there's probably whole bunches of it that whenever I write it down and I reread it after, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I do forget stuff, but anyway. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I didn't hear that part at the beginning when he said, my sweet Satan. What did you think he said? My sweet Satan. Don't look.
Well, it was on the lyric video.
Oh, so you...
The lyric video said my sweet Satan because they played it backwards.
It was backwards?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure there was
I couldn't understand it.
I think it was Stairway to Heaven had that line, my sweet Satan, in it, like when you play it backwards.
I don't know.
Like
we actually have Stairway to Heaven on our list coming up.
That was the legendary thing, like
Yeah.
you backwards mask it,
We
and
all
then
heard
supposedly
that. All us Christians heard that.
Right there, My Sweet Satan on Stairway to Heaven. There it is.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, they said that. You know what I'm saying? And they almost did it backwards, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I know I couldn't understand it, so... And I didn't see that. Like, I kept waiting for the lyrics to start, but because I couldn't understand it,
yeah,
I didn't realize they had.
Kaim says, I was asking myself, are you religious, Vin and Sori? Well, I love Jesus, and I follow him, talk to him hourly, so I don't know if that makes us religious or not, but there you go. That's the answer to that question. It's about Led Zeppelin, yeah. So they just put that in there like as a nod to Led Zeppelin or whatever. I don't know, like, because I was really trying to focus on, hearing the song because of my reputation relative to Prague. Okay, who said Led Zeppelin saying like, yeah. So a lot of people are talking about the My Sweet Satan line. Why? What did you think it was?
Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it at all because, I mean, you just said it was backwards. So
yeah, look at it. You see it right there, right? My Sweet Satan, I see you.
Yeah.
Look, see right there?
No, I see that, but oh.
It's up top. It's that first one, yeah.
This one. Oh, and then it said out to the courtyard, come back tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. All right, lyrically, it says, will their children cry when their mother dies, and in the autumn of their lives will they feel the same? The longing for me coming down like the hail. Why did you leave me? Come here inside and tell me how in the final days you found around.
I'd find the rhyme. How in my final days I'd find the rhyme.
Yeah. Those lyrics aren't right. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was like, what did you just say? I don't even understand the words
for me
you
coming
said.
down like hail. Why did you leave me? Come here inside and tell me how in my final days I'd find the rhyme. Go downstairs. Scroll down. Well, okay, so in my final days I would find the rhyme. I think that probably means like in my final, like when this is all over, you'll understand why things happened or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it kind of sounds like that it was the ending of a relationship.
Well, he explicitly mentions mother.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's his mother or if the girl he was with had kids.
Yeah, I mean, if you read the next verse, he says, the light comes on, the signal for us to act out our lives. You wait beneath the white sheets and you wait forever. The light comes on, your weakness storing trace on your arms. So I left you alone. We all left you alone.
That sounds like...
Drugs?
No, it sounds like they had to go identify her or something.
Oh my God. Well, didn't it say
they put the white
something
sheet
about...
over you and then she waits there forever. The lights come on. Your weakness storing trace on your arms. It looks like a drug overdose maybe.
That's what I said was drugs, and then you said no. But I thought that they said right here.
I said no? What's up, Emily?
Lock the children away from harm. They're no longer your reason why. Seeking tenderness with a dagger. Skin is marked by the years of trial. So I don't know if she was cutting herself with a dagger and then stuff went too far, or
maybe he's instead of saying needle, he's saying dagger. You see what I'm saying?
Could be. Yeah, that's true. Skin is marked. Yeah.
He wants to make it more.
Yeah.
He wants to make it more. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah. We get what you mean. More. Okay. When he says lock the children away from harm, they're no longer your reason why. Your reason why what? Because most people, their children are their reason to live.
What was the next line?
Seeking tenderness with a dagger.
Yeah, I think that's, how people say, like, if it's drugs, how people say, oh, I'm quitting this for my kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they're my reason. But they'll say to those people, you can't make those people your reason because that's not enough. You have to do it for yourself first. So, lock the children away from harm. They're no longer your reason why. Like, it looks to me like in that moment, she probably decided, fuck it, I'll just go back to, it looks like heroin. If you're talking about a needle and track marks. So it's like that moment where she makes the decision, even though her kids, you know, like I said, I don't know if he's talking about his mom or a relationship he was in. But it looks like she made that conscious decision to lock the kids in the room or whatever, so they wouldn't see her doing drugs or whatever she's doing to get the drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, we were talking the other day about like how much of yourself is like your real authentic self versus how much is an act that you put on for everybody around you.
Yeah.
And so when he says the light comes on, the signal for us to act out our lives, you wait beneath the white sheets and you wait forever. Like that whole part to me was kind of reminded me of that conversation. And I think that sometimes you can think that you're the only one that has to do that, but like everybody has to wear different hats depending on where they are. You know, maybe when you're around your family, you have to be one way. When you're at your job, you have to be another way. When you're by yourself, you're another way. Like, that was like always like a big thing for me that I couldn't understand about myself, which now that I'm older makes a lot more sense. But remember how I used to always entertain at my house? Mm-hmm. So like when people were there, I always had like a really happy face on and keep everything moving and very high energy, blah, blah, blah. And like when you guys would all leave, I would sit on the couch and I would just like literally like just let my face drop and I would just sit there. Because it was too much, all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, but it was like you had to do that for all those people, or at least I felt like you did, but I don't know, maybe that wasn't necessary, maybe it was just something that I thought was necessary. But I think that all of us have to, you know, so that line just kind of, the acting out part, I was like,
You felt abandoned in a flock of friends, singing praises for the dead, awaited the face of the moon to ascend and followed the sound in your head. Yeah, man. That, you know, that's I was just one of the dudes from Chicago, one of Vaughn's friends. His girlfriend just killed himself 2 hours ago.
Wait.
His girlfriend just killed herself 2 hours ago.
Who?
One of Vaughn's friends from Chicago.
I know.
And his dude's girlfriend just killed herself a couple hours ago. And he's having a very, very hard time. Oh. Which is fascinating considering, you know, those dudes have lost a lot of friends and shit. But when it's this person she was extremely popular. She was extremely charismatic. One of her friends, you know, on Facebook was like, yo, I put up a suicide post like 6 months ago and you reached out to me, you talked to me, you helped me, that type of thing. She's like, yo, how come you know what I'm saying? Like, but people feel alone in a crowd of people, and you got to find, you know, I was in a group one time. Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to a dude I hadn't talked to from the channel in like years. He had my number. He randomly started talking to me again. And he was talking about, I don't know if I want to say that because it's a little bit too personal, but
it's crazy because for the past probably month and a half, he kept coming to my mind.
Yeah, you know, it's just about like the effect in my life I've had on people. Like people get obsessive and crazy, and people think that if you're a person with a big crowd of people that follow you and are adoring fans,
but there's no
or whatever,
way you could be lonely. Yeah,
and they think that that's I'm naturally an introverted person. Like I need a lot of time to myself to reflect, think, whatever, and so it's just like the constant, you know, I was like getting way overstimulated, and I was like trying to find ways to get out of the situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there's one point where I was like, well, I'll just show up, do my thing, and then like get out of there. But like trying to get from there to the door was really difficult. So yeah, man, there's a lot of people like that. You know, they're always, you know, taking care of people, and
that's why our pastor had a back exit. Like you could exit the stage from the back.
That makes a lot of sense, bro.
That was where his office was. I didn't understand it until this moment. Now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, man.
He made that design too.
Yeah, yeah, it's a tough, but yeah, you know, it's a common thing where like you got a big crowd of people and you know, you can feel abandoned by them even though they're there, but at the same time you got to communicate. You got to let people know where you're at and what's going on and all that. You know, I look back and I'm like, yeah, I could have done a better job at, you know, maybe explaining to folks, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, this is the cash cow. We're just going to keep riding until it rides into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. You didn't really explain it. I will say, I don't know if you remember it, but I came to bat for you a couple times saying, look, you guys, like, you can't just show up and just take from somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you have to look at this situation. And I think that, I feel like probably, like, for the rest of us that are not you, like, the majority of the people listening to this would be more on the other side, where they're not the type of person that's so charismatic that they draw a crowd and that they're overwhelmed by people being around them. I think that most people hearing this are actually the type of people that are drawn to the charismatic person. Yeah. And so I think, you know, like, in that situation, you have to recognize that nobody is a god. Like, nobody can just be consumed forever and live in that environment and be completely good with that unless they are God themselves, and they're not. So in that case, like, people have to find ways to, like, you have to look at yourself and your relationships and say, okay, every conversation, is it about me? Is every conversation about how they can help me? Like, is it about my problems and my issues? And I don't actually really know anything about that person. I don't really know what their problems are, because nobody is going to feel comfortable to share back with you if you're the patient.
Right.
So that's what you have to add. And you have to have an honest look in and an honest, like, you know, conversation with yourself, and then say, okay, oh wow, I'm the patient in all of my relationships. How can I start changing that? And, you know, part of that is working on your own growth and also caring for other people, instead of only putting your needs first, because everybody's going through something, you know, it's different degrees and different, you know. It was cute last night because we were talking about the haircut thing. So I took the kids for a haircut, and the woman that was cutting the hair was, like, very rude. And I was thinking of the situation back again, and I was like, wow, I probably should have said something to that lady. And then one of the other kids is like, oh, somebody should have said something to her. And then Zoe was like, well, you know, we don't know what she went through that day. And I was like, good for you, Zoe. You know, like, that's true. I mean, maybe she's just pissy every single day. Or maybe something bad happened and she had to work still.
Through that shit, yeah.
So, you know, sometimes it's not always, sometimes you do have to stand up for yourself, but then there are other times where it's like, you know what, maybe you can try to have a little compassion and understand that you've also had days where you melted down on somebody that didn't deserve it because of something you were going through. So, yeah, you know, this song just kind of brought up a lot of thoughts for me and a lot of feelings. I really, really liked it, but I think I've always kind of been like a side Opeth fan. Like, anytime we have a song, like, I've pretty much liked a lot of them, in my opinion. So, I definitely like this one. This one's a 9.7 for me.
9.2. 9.2. We got another Opeth jam coming right after this. It is not over, dear listener. The day has just begun.
Moon above, sun below.
Moon above, sun below. Opeth coming up next. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone. Shout out to DJ AT. Yeah, we just did one, DJ AT. We shall return, inshallah.